Hey everyone, I'm here today to share with you a Gabor wig. This is Radiant Beauty in the color GL8-10, which is also called Dark Chestnut. Oh wow, Radiant Beauty is such a stunner. So I purchased Radiant Beauty, not this one. It was one of the first wigs that I purchased a year and a half ago when I started my wig wearing journey. And I have to tell you guys, I was overwhelmed with this hair, and she's really not overwhelming, but when you're new to wigs, it's really hard at first. Everything looks so wiggy on you and so full and like so much hair when you've been suffering from hair loss for a long time. I'm curious to know if my wig sisters who have lost their hair due to chemotherapy or some other reason where they had a lot of hair and then suddenly they didn't have a lot of hair or any hair. I'm curious to know if it's the same for you guys, because I'll tell you, I've been losing my hair for 20 years, and for the past 5 prior to wigs, it was so bad. I should have started wigs way sooner than I did. I just didn't know, and so I tried hiding it. So when I did finally discover wigs, everything felt like too much hair to me. Now, a year and a half later and 200 wigs later, I've probably tried 200 wigs now in my lifetime. Not owned, but tried. I will tell you that I can wear a lot of really full styles now where I couldn't before. Radiant Beauty for me was a struggle at first. So I just want to tell you guys that up front, because I know what happens is you see these wigs look amazing on people and it's your dream hair. This was my dream hair. This beautiful length, curls, it's so pretty. I just wasn't ready for it. So keep that in mind. So let me just talk a little bit about Radiant Beauty. So Radiant Beauty is a wig by Gabor. I love Gabor wigs. I think Gabor fibers are spectacular. I love that they're nice and light. They're not heavy and dense. I love their lace fronts, which I'll show you. I just like, Gabor is just a favorite. So Radiant Beauty has just kind of the perfect hair density for this style, and very minimal permatease, although she does have permatease. So let's take a look at her all around, and then we'll get into the cap. All right, so just beautiful layers, beautiful curls. Look at these curls. They're so pretty. They're just stunning. So let's take a look at this lace front here. Let me make sure you can't see my own hair. That's always the trick when I don't adhere the wigs and I don't wear wig grips, is getting it off. There you go. Look at that lace front. Let me see if I can zoom in for you a little bit. It's so good. Isn't that realistic? It's just awesome. I love, love, love these lace fronts. What that allows you to do is to really play up these curls. I mean, with curls like this, the ability to pull up the style off your face and kind of make a little poof or let the curls kind of spill over is so invaluable. And with a lace front like that, you can do that with no fear whatsoever. Let me grab a clip here. This is one of my favorite ways to wear wigs like this. It's just a simple claw clip, and then you can take the curls and you can really highlight them. Look at how pretty that is. That's one of the benefits of these Gabor wigs, is these lace fronts are so awesome. The fibers are very light. Let me just take her off for you and I can kind of show you. So what Gabor uses is something called, now I'm forgetting, I always want to say it's Whisper Light. It's Flex Light. They're Flex Light fibers, and they're just a super light fiber, which means you don't feel like you've got just this super heavy head of hair. It's just really great. Radiant Beauty does have a good amount of hair density though, which I think is awesome because then you don't have to, she doesn't look lifeless with those beautiful curls, and you don't have to worry about any wefts showing if it's windy. I did actually, my first Gabor, my first Radiant Beauty, I felt some overwhelmed with it, so I did thin her and I over thinned her. And what ended up happening is she just looked like she had these stringy curls and they were so sparse. So I would be real cautious when you start thinning wigs to not over thin. So there's that lace front. Look at how far over it goes, which I love. It goes all the way to the ear tabs, which just gives you, when you pull up that hair, it gives you more to play with. Nice soft ear tabs with the metal stays, extended nape, Velcro adjusters. She does have some permatease right here. You know, throughout the cap, I would say that Radiant Beauty has permatease throughout the cap, but most of the cap, the permatease you're gonna find, and let me see if I can actually show it to you, is just crimpy fibers. So when I do this, you can see there's the wefting. I've just pulled the fibers aside. There's a little bit of crimpy fibers there, if you can see that. That is permatease. Permatease comes in many different variations. One is the super poofy, pillowy kind that sometimes is too much for us. And then the other kind is just a little bit of crimpy fibers right along the wefting where the hair attaches to the wefting. And that does two things. It allows the wefting to be more easily disguised. So if you move the hair around in a wind, if you want to do an updo, you're not going to have to worry so much about the hair moving and seeing holes where the wefting is. And the second thing it does is it just lifts that fiber off the cap just slightly to give it a little style. I do not think that Radiant Beauty is heavily permateased. I would not consider her heavily permateased. I would, however, say she has permatease. Right here, she has a little bit of the pillowy kind to give it a little lift right here on the side. Again, minimal. I had Tressallure Mia. Please look for my video if you're curious about Mia. I struggled so much with Mia because she has a ton of permatease. So much. This, not so much. I think I wanted Mia to look more like Radiant Beauty. I really do. I purchased this one from a wig sister a number of months ago because I wanted another chance at Radiant Beauty because I over thinned my first one. Now that I'm more comfortable with wigs, I wanted to know, is Radiant Beauty a style I could wear? And so when a wig sister was selling her, I jumped on it. And yes, I'm so glad I did. Something that I did with Radiant Beauty early on, because she was so much hair for me, is I wore her up a lot. Because of these curls, you can really play around with the style and you can take her, I would pull kind of the sides up and I would put her in a claw clip and then I would leave just a few tendrils down. That takes some of the bulk away from the face and allows you to feel a little more comfortable. So what I recommend, if you wind up purchasing a wig that's too much for you, like Radiant Beauty, let's say you watch my review and you think, oh, I just have to have her, she's so beautiful, and then you get her and she's too much for you. Consider using her in updos until you're more comfortable with volume. Of course, you can always return her and only you can decide what your financial situation is, but if you can afford to hang on to a wig and give it time, I think Radiant Beauty is a perfect one to do that with. I don't know how that real quick pulling her up looks, so I think it's all right. See, you just have to pull her back, put her in a clip, and it does make a huge difference in the amount of hair that you see and the poof. And I think Radiant Beauty lends herself so perfectly to these because the curl allows you to make cute styles and because she doesn't have a lot of permatease. Sometimes wigs with a ton of permatease can be hard to put in updos because they still look so bulky. Radiant Beauty is not going to do that. So I don't know, guys. I'm a fan. I really think Radiant Beauty is gorgeous. You can always put her fully up. You know, I've done that too with her. And she's so cute that way. So if you have been eyeing Radiant Beauty and you have a chance to get your hands on one, I would consider doing it. If you're comfortable messing around with wigs, if this is one of your first wigs though, keep in mind if you've been losing your hair for a while, you might feel a little bit overwhelmed. That's why I wanted to show you some tips so that you could still have her, but you could give yourself time to get acclimated. That's so important in the wig journey, so important. All right, guys, if you have any questions, let me know. I will tell you. Oh, fit. Radiant Beauty, so Gabor wigs to me have a real wide variety in how they fit. Sometimes they fit just perfect. Sometimes they're big on me. I know that they do have some average small and average large sizes. This one is average, and I would say this fits me a bit small. I think it fits me just a little petite. I have a tiny bit of room up here, but where I think it fits a little petite is just right here. The ear tabs are just a bit high on me. You can see all my gray hair right there. But Gabor wigs have nice stretch. Let me see if I've taken her in at all. I have just the tiniest bit of room to take the adjusters out, to pull her out. So she's definitely not fitting me huge. I just did a review of Sheer Elegance by Gabor. That one's in an average size cap as well, and it's huge on me. So there is some variation in the Gabor cap sizes, I'll tell you that. Anyway, so that's all I've got. I think she's adorable. I really like her. You know, if you're afraid you're gonna be overwhelmed with hair, I think you can do some updos and that'll be cute. And so that's what I have to say. I'll show you what she looks like outside, and if you have questions, I'm always happy to answer them. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I will talk to you soon. All right, here's dark chestnut, GL8-10 outside. I just threw her on real quick. I forgot to do this, so I had to whip her on real quick. I didn't even comb her out, so don't judge Radiant Beauty. Just look at the color. It's so pretty. It's got some real subtle highlighting in it, which is super pretty. But it's definitely not over the top. It's just a great medium brunette with some subtle highlighting, which Gabor does so good so that you can get that spectacular lace front. So pretty. Not too light, not too dark. All right, thanks for watching, guys.